Hi, welcome to
I'm
SPR
ready.
Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. It's week 6 in the NFL. This is our regular false favorites and top underdogs segment that we do with Doug Upstone. Doug Upstone, it's week 6. What's your first false favorite or top underdog you have for us this week?
The first one, Peter, is looking at the Pittsburgh Steelers to upend Arizona. Now, as circumstances would have it, Arizona actually spent more time in the Eastern time zone than Pittsburgh has this week, going from Detroit to West Virginia to prepare for this game, while Pittsburgh had to fly from San Diego on Monday, to come all the way home. So they'll be on a shortened week. Now, there's a lot of reasons to like Arizona, which I understand. Bruce Arians does a great job against the spread as the coach, and also the situation with additional rest. But when I look at this game, I think they have some edges, especially Pittsburgh does on defense. And one of the things with their blitz scheme is that they're able to really get after the quarterback, and especially ones that are not that mobile, like Carson Palmer. So I think they'll have him throwing the ball a little earlier than he likes. And this is particularly helpful because Arizona tends to like to throw the ball down the field more so than most NFL teams. Also, when looking at Pittsburgh, I find that they're being a home underdog, and since 2004, they're 7-1-1 in that role against the spread. And I also did a little extra research and found a system that finds road favorites that are scoring 27 or more points a game that led their last contest by 21 or more at the half are only 4-19 against the spread. So for NFL picks as a top dog, Peter, I'll take Pittsburgh to get the job done.
You might have something there, Doug Upstone. We saw something very similar with a strong team as a similarly lined road favorite fall in Thursday night when Atlanta lost to the Saints. We might have a very similar situation here. Doug Upstone, what's your second false favorite or top underdog for NFL Week 6?
We're going to go with another underdog, Peter, and we're going to take Miami as a very live dog in Tennessee. Now, I think the coaching change that was made by Miami was super positive, and the reports already have Dan Campbell really making a big impression with the players in the locker room and on the practice field, as opposed to that droll Joe Philbin who they had before. Now, Tennessee's record is how they've played, rather, is actually better than what their record is. But this is a team that's still learning how to win. And as we saw last week, at giving away the game, or not giving away, but losing the game to Buffalo, they just don't have quite what it takes. And with this being a tight spread, I could see a similar circumstance. Also, we got Miami, who has a very good history as a road dog when playing out of division at 27-14 against the spread since 2005. So I'm looking for more emotion, more effort, and a modified game plan by the Dolphins, who win this game by a touchdown.
Yep, Miami was obviously wildly underachieving, and it pretty clearly had a lot to do with dysfunction caused by the coaching staff. So maybe the coaching change will turn them into a completely different team starting with this week. Again, I have to say, I agree with you, Doug Upstone. All right, what's your third false favorite or top underdog for NFL Week 6, Doug?
We're going to finish it off with one more underdog, Peter, and we're going to go with Carolina, cash and coffee town. Now, something clearly is amiss with Seattle right now. As you know, in their situation, their record is 2-3, and I think Carolina is just the team to take advantage of this situation against them. Now, what I've found here is that in doing a little extra research, Seattle has lost 3 games, and all of them were in the fourth quarter when they had leads. And quite honestly, it would have been 4, except for a referee's call that went for them against Detroit, as we saw in that particular game. Now, the Seattle defensive line is not getting the same type of pressure that they have in the past, and their secondary, the Legion of Boom, now has a weak link in cornerback Kerry Williams that is being exploited. The other thing I really can't figure out, Peter, is what the Seattle front office was doing in completely redoing their offensive line. That's just made Russell Wilson always scampering around, trying to avoid getting hit, being tackled for losses, and really not having a lot of time to throw the ball. So I think that's been another big problem for them. Now, Carolina has lost 5 in a row against Seattle, including 2 times last year, and only covered once. But when I look, I find that they're 13-3 against the spread when they're coming off a road game. Plus, let's consider the time of the year that it is when looking at the calendar. The Panthers are 25-15 against the spread on the October road, while Seattle is only 14-27 against the spread as favorites this month. I think the Seahawks win, Peter, but just by 3.
Yeah, I'm still not sure what I think about this game. Seattle probably is going to be a pissed off team at home here, but given how they've played so far this year, 7 points does seem like a hell of a lot, especially with the Panthers coming off a bye. Doug Upstone, thanks so much for your insights. As always, talk to you next week.
Thank you, Peter.